Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. I hope everyone is doing well today. So, how's your day going? So, I'm here to vent a little bit because when I left this morning, I did not know, I guess not just me, a whole lot of other people did not know that I 95 West was shut down due to some ongoing construction work that they're going to be doing for the next few months. So it was madness, a disaster. Um, the GPS actually told me as I got closer, but the traffic had already started to veer over to an exit. Guys, I was stuck for an hour and almost hour and a half. And I hate being stuck in traffic that's not really moving. You're just snailing. And it took everything in me to just stay calm because I felt my levels of anxiety start to flare up, and what was happening too, as we got closer to the exit to get off, there were people veering over. So you got all these other cars veering over to the exit, which backed it up even more. So it was even slower. And I was like, OMG, this is just too much. So what can you do? Listen to the radio, just, and I found out because I looked on the computer during I'm on my break and found out more information about it that this is going to be ongoing for the next few months. So now I think I have found an alternate route to go so I don't have to deal with this. But guess what? Everybody else is going to be going on that alternate route. So I don't know. It's just one of those days where you just want to just stay home. Seriously, that's the kind of day, and I just it's just a lot. So that's what's going on. For those who don't know about it, now you do, because I'm telling you that the I-95 West, especially going like in the Rhode Island direction, is going to be shut down, for the next few months. So don't go in that direction. So anyway, that's how um, my morning's going so far. I'm ready for Christmas vacation, everybody. What about you guys? I don't know. Sometimes for me, I need to stay like motivated and engage in different things, like doing different things. Get up in the morning, do the same thing, go to work, blah, blah, etc. So I understand the importance of having a vacation. It's so important to take a break and just embrace the time off that you have so that when you go back to work, you feel renewed. And that's what I'm doing, because I'm starting to feel like, oh, MG, I need a break. I need to go on vacation, even if it's a mini vacation. It's something different because I get bored with the same thing day in and day out. I need to engage in something different. Maybe go see a play or something like that. So I hope you guys are doing better than the a morning I had so far. So welcome to the channel. I want to take a moment to welcome the newcomers. Um, if there are any watching this video, thank you for being here. Here on this channel, this is a no judgment zone, and we talk about ways, we talk about healing because it's very difficult to heal from loss and from trauma and things of that nature. I'm not a licensed therapist of any sort. I don't have a degree or certification in therapy. I'm just someone who experienced a whole lot of loss And I talk about some effective ways that I've gotten through it. Like I always say on this channel, we can get through grief, but we can never get over it because the loss is tremendous, and it just, what I hate to hear is when people say, oh, it's been 3 years, you should be over that by now. You never get over the loss, especially a parent, a pet, a sibling, or even a child. You don't get over that. And people need to stop saying things like that. And what I've learned to do is just give a look, walk away, because I'm going to end up saying something not so nice. So I just walk away from it. But it's really, if you don't know what to say to a person, the best thing I could say to other people is tell that individual who experienced a loss, well, if you need to talk and you need someone to be here to listen, I'm available to do that. And that's it, instead of all these other comments. Like I said, one of my friends who was a few years older than me, who died during a shutdown, it was 2 days before we were to get together. And she was found in her apartment. She, passed away immediately, and she was found on the floor in her apartment. And someone who I was talking to had a nerve to say that she died happy. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? If you don't know what to say, just say nothing. And if you can't think of anything else better to say, just say nothing. Because comments like that, it just adds more to what a person is feeling. That's the way I'm going to describe that. Just with someone who's hurting and grieving, just be available to them to just listen if they want to talk. Provide some time, set aside some time so you can just listen to them. You can't bring back that loved one and we can't do anything, but you can be available to just listen. Because sometimes that's what people need, for people to listen about how they are being affected from the loss. That's so important, you know. And so, anyway, I'm going to move on to talk about the topic of discussion. I just wanted to welcome newcomers. I'm welcoming everyone, but especially new ones who are here for the first time. So, the topic of discussion today is make a plan and move forward with your healing. And what that means is, as you get on this journey and you're serious about healing, sometimes you don't know where to start. I know I didn't. And so what I did is started with therapy, a grief therapist. And you could easily Google, my therapist was referred to me by someone at my church. However, if you don't have that available, you can go on Google and Google grief bereavement therapists in your area. And then just meet with a few and see which one you vibe with. And then start the therapy sessions. And little by little, as you start to talk about how you're feeling and what it's doing to your mental and physical health, little by little, you start to figure out things to help yourself because you want to get better. For me, I didn't want to stay in that place of pain and grief. And it was just horrific. Especially, I didn't understand people, the trigger grief moments, because I've never had that before in my life. It made me almost feel like I was bipolar, especially when my mom first died and I ended up in a hospital, I think overnight, when I was told that she actually was gone. It was very hard, to deal with that because, like I said, my mom and I would talk, especially when nobody really knows. I don't talk a lot about it, but, when I had issues that I was dealing with, I would call my mother and tell her. When she got older, from not like she was different from the time that I was growing up with her. As after I became an adult and I had my son, it's like she mellowed out or something because I started to talk to her about issues and problems and the way that she interacted with me was different because she seemed more mellow. She was so um into have this thing about having peace. She didn't want to hear anything about anything negative or toxic and etc. And guys, as I'm on this journey to heal, for the first time in my life, I truly understand that. So I look forward to our talks, and we would talk on Sundays mostly. And I would visit her as much as I could because she was in a nursing home in New York, and it just feels like it makes you feel like an orphan, even though we're adults. And losing my father, I had lost him a while back, but it hurt, but not like losing my mom. It's just even now, 3 years later, it still hurts. And no one, I guess, will really understand what that feels like unless they have actually gone through the loss themselves. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a mother, it could be any type of loss of someone who meant so much to you. And it takes a toll on your mental and physical health because you have days that you don't feel like doing things. And I'll be honest, guys, today I just, with a lot of things that are happening, how do I say this? Like having one thing happen within a day is okay, I can deal with it. But when there's like 1,000 things happening at one time, it's like, okay, I'm ready to say, you know what, I'm taking a day off, I'm doing something else or whatever. Because it just you know, that's something that I'm still dealing with, and I deal with that with my therapist. And we talk a lot about certain things because I'm just quick to say, you know what, okay, whatever. And he would, give me some homework to do, like think how do you think you should handle this? And my answer is always is just, disappear and go take a vacation. Seriously. Disappear, go take a vacation for a week or two, and then get back to it. And so we go back to the reality of it. Now, what do you really need to do here? And and that's some homework to do. So therapy it really helps, because it makes me think of a to think in a different way, like a little bit outside the box, but see things from a different perspective is actually what I'm trying to say here. Because sometimes, when you just, don't feel like being bothered with a whole lot of things, you only see things one way. And sometimes you have to, get back to it so you can see it from a different perspective when you're in a better mood or whatever. But getting back to what I was saying about trigger moments, like I said, guys, I never had that, didn't know anything about that until I started to experience that when my mom first died. It was just horrific. And I it would happen like outside shortly after the we came out of the shutdown, and I was out, and things were slowly getting back to where we are now. And just little things, a picture. I remember paying to plant a tree at her gravesite, and I saw a picture similar to that in a store, and I had to leave the my things there in the store in a cart and leave the store. And then I was in a car, balled up in a position, just crying. And I never did these things, even when I was pregnant. When you're pregnant and you go through those hormonal things and stuff, it wasn't like that. It just felt weird to me. And I had to find out why this was happening. So I started researching about trigger moments. And a lot of people go through that when they experience a loss, especially a significant one. All losses are significant, but when a person like means so much to you and it's a huge loss, your body and your physical and mental health goes through so much. And we shouldn't be ashamed to talk about it, because if we don't have our physical or we don't have our mental health, we can't take care of ourselves or anything else. So it's important to have these conversations to talk about it, and you don't have to let the whole world know what you're going through. You can do this through therapy. There's certain, I listen to a lot of videos, uplifting, and then I hear stories from other people. Like, I come on here and talk to you guys and share with you. I do the same thing. I listen to other stories where people have gone through probably worse situations than myself, and they talk about how they bounce back from it. And when you listen to these videos, they share things in that that might be beneficial. I know it's been beneficial to me, because it's been hard. It's been really hard, the loss, because a lot of people died during the shutdown. And I went to one funeral. My friend who passed away, I was able to go to that in person. She actually passed away here. And then everybody else, it was like online, memorial services. And it was hard. And then, people at my church were dying left and right. And it was just overwhelming. And it takes a toll, because when you lose one person, it's just bad enough. But when it's a domino effect of people just dying, 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 it takes a toll on your physical and mental health. And that's why I show up on here as much as possible to talk about a lot of, some effective ways that I've gone through it, because I felt down to the ground. And then when I lost my dog, I'm like, come on, God, my dog too, that kind of energy. And I was so angry about a lot of things for so long. But, besides all of that happening, I had to be able to learn how to deal with these things and find effective solutions to help me to get through it. Because I didn't want to do anything, didn't want to get up, didn't want to go outside, didn't, you know, and it just, but music, I tell you guys, music is a therapeutic way to heal grief, especially if you put on a playlist of music, exercising, going to the gym, which is something that I'm going to get back into. It's important to just keep busy, stay busy, keep yourself busy, and find ways, research also is helpful, like what other people are doing as well to relieve their grief. You never get over it, but you can get through it, and it's important that we get through it, so it doesn't keep us stagnated and stuck. It's so important. And like I said, I have my up days, I have my down days. And it's like right now, I tell you guys how I truly am feeling is that I don't want to do anything today. And this is the time where my therapist is tell me to push through, push through. Because if it was up to me, I would be somewhere on vacation right now, somewhere, away from here for a while, because that's the kind of mood I feel like today. But Christmas is right around the corner. Vacation starts next week. So, just thinking about some of the things, suggestions that my therapist gave me to do. Because sometimes what's different, even though I've grown and I've healed, what's different is that sometimes when I don't feel like being bothered, I just want to shut down. And, that also started to happen a lot when, all these people start to pass away. Sometimes you just, I don't know. I have like my good days, and then I have days that, just, it's just, we're human. All I can say is let yourself feel the pain and push through it. And if you get one or two things done, pat yourself on the back, because none of this is easy, people. The thing we can be sure of in life is death and taxes. But when you experience a lot of death all at once, all of a sudden, unexpected deaths as well, it takes a toll on your physical and mental health, and it's important that we take care of ourselves. Never allow anyone or anything to interfere with you taking care of your physical and mental health. That's important. like I said, without that, you can't do anything. And take time out. If you have a busy schedule like I do, take time out for yourself, with music. Before I came on here, too, I just sat, listened to music for a while, and it helps. It helps a lot, So do things to help yourself. Um, Also, talk to your therapist about, you know, sometimes people might need, um, on a temporary, if your depression is extreme, about seeing a doctor to see if you may need to temporarily take medication for the depression or whatever. I didn't get that far with it. I just started doing the work that the therapist wanted me to do. And then little by little, like I said, you start to feel better. And I just do things that I like puzzles and watching my favorite show. And more importantly, taking in very little toxicity. That's important when you want to try to expand and grow and heal, is not to take in too much toxicity and to just, you know, one day at a time. So that's the message today. Please share with others. And before I go, I just want to say that a few people are someplace feeling hopeless, feeling despair, and so much pain and depression that they feel hopeless. And no one should ever have to feel that and stay in that energy. So please share this channel with them and these videos, because we're here to uplift and to help. One of the things that I had to learn is perseverance, not to give up. I may have a day or two where I just feel stagnated, and then I get right back on the bandwagon. I don't let that go on too long, and I don't let myself stay in a place of depression too long, especially looking back on all these things that happened all at once that I had to go through by myself in the natural. God has helped me, and with prayer and having my faith in God and my relationship with him. But still, I'm human. I have those days. So let yourself feel that, but don't stay in a place of stagnation, because it leads to depression. It could lead to suicidal thoughts, and we don't ever want anyone to feel that low. So please share these videos with other people, and subscribe to the channel so that you get a notification notice on when I'm going to be here on the channel. And let's keep this going. I have learned to turn all of this pain and anguish into power, power into purpose, purpose into paying it forward to help other people. Let's do this, and let's keep this going so that we can help other people learn how to be at peace instead of in pieces. That's the message for today. Guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Not sure of the time, but please subscribe and you will get a notification as to when I'm on tomorrow. Thank you for letting me vent. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, and have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.